Yay Media Group.
Hello, beautiful people. It is who?
It's Angelo in the Real Talk Kim show. You know,
Y'all,
the big takeover.
welcome back. Or should I say, good afternoon, gorgeous, or good morning, gorgeous. Y'all, we are so excited that we're back with fresh shows.
Fresh.
We've been doing a lot.
Everything fresh. Got fresh hairdo.
You do?
Yeah.
Baby,
do too.
I think
you got a couple of tracks. I mean, a couple of, them things you put in there.
Baby, I think you do more hair than me.
I can,
You go get your hair done way more than me. You get it retwisted all the time.
yeah, you got to stay fresh to death. You want to keep it fresh.
Y'all, baby, we're going to title this today, The Couple's Couch. Because today we're going to be talking about all things just learning to work together in relationships. We've got a huge following of single people wanting to be married. And we got a bunch of married people that don't want to be married.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk about how to get to that place where
Swap it out.
you just love each other.
Yeah.
Like you like each other.
Yeah.
It's going to be good, huh?
Yeah. The ones who don't like to get married, the ones who don't want to get married, they'll be hanging out with each other soon.
But as long as they like each other, we're good. So y'all, we're so glad you're here. You can go check everything out about me and Angelo at realtalkkim.com. We pastor probably the best church on the planet. I think we're pretty partial. It's called Limitless Church, and we're in 1653 Highway 85 South, Fayetteville, Georgia, 30215. And we're across from Whitewater High School. And the reason I say that is because we're in the woods. And so if you don't have a mile marker, you'll think you missed it. But we're right out there on the a white church, right there on the right, and it's a white church. And we're every Sunday, 10 and 11:30. And if you're not in Atlanta, you can always watch us live on my Real Talk Kim YouTube channel, which is where a lot of y'all are watching this podcast right now, or Spotify, or Apple, anywhere you want to. But make sure that you are subscribing. Make sure that you're pushing that subscribe button right there. So every single time we go live or we post another podcast, you get notified. And every morning at 8 a.m. on all my social media platforms, we share prayer call at 8 a.m. And it is just a powerful time that we have to start the day off. So make sure you do that right now. Subscribe, share this with somebody, and go get your journal and make sure, because today we're going to be really giving you some really hefty, just what we've learned in a year. We've been married for one whole year. June what?
14.
Hey, babe, what are we celebrating this week?
Pretty much, I don't really celebrate my birthday that much, but
That's a lie.
yeah, I'm normally traveling.
I know, but we still celebrate you.
Yeah, I'm normally traveling, working.
I remember last year we
Working.
were at a conference and you said, we're never going to go to another church event. For the last 3 years, actually, on your birthday, we have been at a church event. And so this year, we're going to be in Palm Beach for your birthday.
Close. Close to the water.
But at least it's a beautiful place that we're speaking at. So we'll be in Palm Beach Friday and Saturday at Faith Church, right there in Palm Beach. And the next week we'll be in Maryland, Brandywine with God's Glamorous Girls, Dr. Dee Dee Freeman. And then the next week we're going to be, next week we're going to be at Level Up Girl in Tampa, Florida with Apostle Lucy. And then we're going to be with Chantel, Lady Chantel in St. Louis, all this stuff coming up.
Man.
We're going to be with Medina Pullins. We got a lot of stuff.
That's
But the
all right.
most thing we're excited about is what? Back to school at Limitless.
Back to school bash, July the 26th.
And y'all, listen, even if you're not here, our biggest church is online. And I know a lot of you want to support. You can send backpacks, send it to our church, 1653 Highway 85 South, Fayetteville, Georgia, 30215. So you can participate as if you're in the building. So if you want to send backpack, if you want to send back to school stuff, get it in the mail, because July 26th, we're going to be cutting hair. We're going to be sending the kids off. We're going to be having a fun day at Limitless. So make sure you get there. You got anything to say, babe?
Yeah, I mean, whether it's your birthday or not, whether you're trying to do a whole birthday month celebrate.
I'm going to celebrate you the whole month. You hear me?
Stay
I
away,
celebrate you, baby.
stay away from the church on your birthday.
Yo, I honest to God think that Angelo's probably more, that man will pop in on our prayer calls and start talking about the church. So I think you're the one that actually talks more about the church than I do. I've even asked you a few times, you want to just retire and go travel the world? No, we can't do that. We have people to win and people to love back to life.
Yeah, people lost.
So we're going to talk about that on this episode. We're going to let y'all go get your popcorn, get your journals, and we're going to talk about how to be your best in every relationship that you're in. We're going to talk about the conference and all the good stuff that went on for the Untamed conference. And we're going to talk about, actually answer some of your questions that you asked about while you're waiting. You know, you are a rib in training. And so we're going to talk about that too. But we love you guys, and we'll see you right back here in just a second. Everybody, welcome back. Hey, good looking.
Yeah.
What's your name? Whatever you want it to be. Babe, how are you doing?
Man, I'm great.
We just got done with the conference.
I got so much energy after this conference. Can you tell?
Baby, when I tell you this was the first conference, so we just had our conference right here in Atlanta. We do one every 6 months. And we had it at a hotel this year. And I want to talk about this for a second because we're calling this the couple's couch, and talking about, you know, my previous relationships. We talked about on the last podcast, the one we replayed last week, about how in relationships, you're not supposed to be competitive, but realize that you're on the same team. Mm-hmm. Like the Bible says that one will put 1,000 to flight, two will put 10,000 to flight. And I tell you, this was the first conference that I just didn't feel wiped at the end.
Right.
Like I felt so refreshed. I felt so excited. It was definitely got me out of my comfort zone because it was at a hotel. All the expenses went out the roof this year. Whereas when we have it at our church, it's not as steep.
Yeah.
And I was so scared until you kept telling me everything's going to be all right. And it was.
Right.
What made you, when you came into this relationship, just start pushing me to do more?
I mean, I'm just trying to be good what I'm good at, you know, using my experience and stuff of working with people.
What are you good at?
Working with people. Of a people person, get people to work together.
You used to do events, didn't you?
Yes, I did some concerts and stuff, promoting some artists and stuff. You probably heard of some of them.
Who?
Jay-Z.
You used to promote Jay-Z before he was Jay-Z?
R. Kelly, Tank, Newport Jazz Festival. So I did a few of those. The Whispers, Temptations. Yeah.
And
yeah,
what goes into planning an event like that?
I work with some. I work with my Universal Records as well. So my A&R guy will let me know, you know, what's out there, you know, what they going for. A lot of artists and stuff. Also some comedy shows that we
really?
did. Yeah. So, but kind of let you know what's out there, venues, you know, airline tickets, artists, you know, it's the whole thing. What's on their riders, you know?
Yeah.
And some of them want to be put up these type of hotels. Some of them want to be flew in, certain red eyes. It's a lot going before you get to that. Yeah, before you get to that, because you know, when you're dealing with certain people, you know, and they at that level that they require those things now. They're not riding Greyhound.
Why do you think it is like in the church world? That's all I've ever known is the church world. So I talk about the church world a lot because my parents raised me, you know, on the church pew. I didn't even really party until I walked through my divorce after 18 years. So I like sowed my oats later in my years. But why do you think in the church world they aggressively come after you for charging for conferences or, you know, put a price tag when you come from that world and it's so much more to come with it when you're in the secular world? Why do you think there's such a faux pas where people are like, you shouldn't be charging or?
Well, I mean, first of all,
What's that mindset?
First of all, they haven't did anything. I mean, it takes over 10,000 hours to become.
Yeah.
Whether you're acting,
Yeah.
singing,
Yeah.
preaching,
Yeah.
playing sports.
Yeah.
Serena Williams, all the up and coming athletes out there. It takes a lot to train. Once you get to a high value and you've done everything you require this.
Yeah.
Whether you're doing a master class, you can't teach a master class as being a student.
Right.
Yeah. So they still a student. That's the reason why they don't know.
Yeah.
And they're not looking to be, they're not looking to get to the next level.
I think what I loved with this conference was we had, hundreds of people that came in, and it was like all different faces. It was like a whole different group of people that came to this conference, and man, they came in expecting. I didn't feel any. I mean, they bought everybody. We had several vendors there.
Yeah.
And they bought everything. They supported. They loved each other. I've never seen more people hugging on each other. We had several people that had never been in a church before that came in there and was just like, man, I can't even explain it. The emails that we're getting, the week after were just like telling their stories of what God had done in their lives. So I think that is why God allowed me to meet you. Was because I got the church experience, you've got the world experience, and we're bringing it together and being able to really produce a platform for millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires, people that think bigger than even the way they were raised.
Yeah.
And it's been tough breaking that cycle, off of myself, because you have to be able to deal with the people that come sling mud at you. But when you have the right person in your life,
I think
it does help.
I think the difference is that when you're in ministry, they don't have a conference for you to go learn something at.
That's so true. They really do at some of these conferences,
Okay.
but
well, I mean, what I'm saying is when I'm in the work field, that my companies, the companies I work for, they require for you to go to this conference and stuff. It was John Maxwell, Zig Ziglar, Joe Verdi, and then you coming back with something,
Yeah.
So this is the reason why people don't know.
But I'm a student of learning.
Not everybody wanted to be educated.
Yeah.
I mean, they just listen to what somebody else saying, and they just being dumbing themselves down. So if you go into a conference, I wouldn't care if it's free. What are you really taking from it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to take something back home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not saying that, what you're looking at the church and stuff versus this, but what are you really learning?
This is really even good for people that are out in the work world and not in ministry. Maybe you're in an MLM.
Yeah.
Maybe you're starting a company. When I tell you that you have to get to a place where you don't expect you from other people. Learn who you are, know what God's called you to do, understand that you have a sauce that nobody else has, and that I don't care if you think it is oversaturated in this world with the things that you have to offer. There's nobody that carries the sauce that you carry. And I think that's the message that you and I take to every single person that's in our world or at our church or in our inner circle masterminds, is that when you can tap into that place where you are okay with the closest people in your life not seeing it, when you allow yourself to get outside your comfort zone, stop, especially even in relationships. Maybe the reason why you're still single is because you've got yourself in this little box of this is what I want. Maybe you need to throw the whole list away and just allow yourself to fall in love with who you are, be authentic in who you are, and God sends the people in your life to love you the way you are, and then you can fly. I think the reason we don't fly is because we put ourselves in the same box that we've been in for years and years and years. And so it's getting outside your comfort zone.
Right. I mean, those are 1% people anyway that worry about that you're charging for a conference.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they don't even take vacations.
Nope. I even found that people that I do a series in March, I think, about finances and how tithing, when you tithe your 10%, 10 cents on a dollar to the place that you are growing in, that takes the devour off your money and your health and your family. But so often we're so big. We will go spend money at Publix for stuff we don't need. We will go to the dollar store, spend stuff that we don't need. Right. We will go to concerts. But when it comes to the church, our ministry, we want to just look through a magnifying glass to see when that's where the blessings flow. Getting into circles where they dream bigger than you and putting yourself in rooms that elevate you. And I think that God brought you into my life, which has really helped me, man, get to a place where I don't even think about it.
Yeah, most of the people in that room understand that because basically all that's a write-off for travel expense.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hotel room, the traveling, they understand that.
I know several of my masterminds are like, this is my tithe. I'm learning and this is my tithe.
Yeah, they're able to travel. That's why they're able to travel like this. Can you write off being a businessman? Can you write off like coaching, getting coaching? Can you write that stuff off? Yes. Can
you write off conferences?
Yes.
How?
You may want to ask your CPA, but
you can.
You can, yeah.
Like every time if you sow into a nonprofit, they can give you tax write-offs.
I don't want to act like I work for Walmart trying to do your taxes, but I always say, talk to your CPA because it's always, your business may be set up different, you know.
Yeah.
But travel, we write off all the travel expense.
Yeah, we do.
We write off the gas. So much stuff you can write off and stuff. And majority of your people, VIP, I'm quite sure half of them business owners. So
make sure you are keeping, when you come to Atlanta for any of our conferences, that you're keeping all those receipts because you can write that off because you're basically growing.
Yeah.
You're basically putting yourself out there and getting training to go back. And I want to tell y'all something else.
And if I'm sorry, but
go ahead.
But even if you're working, a 9 to 5, or you're 1040, still start the business and stuff. That's still more additional income.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more additional income. The things that you probably can't afford, you don't know, because basically you probably and use that business the right way. Report your taxes. Use that as extra income. You'll be able to afford more what you want. Yeah. So the people that's complaining about money, what you doing, because they complaining because they don't have the money, and the reason why you're not doing the right thing.
Do you know what's really sad though, Angelo, is we will allow those few people to literally cause us to dim our light.
Oh no, I won't.
I know you don't.
I'll keep pushing.
And you've really helped me with that. You really have. You've helped me with that because
no, I won't.
It is so easy for people when God begins to bless you. If you don't have the right people in your life, they'll start saying things to you like, you just think you're better than me. You just think
I am. I am. Because I put in all those hours. Yeah.
But you'll end up leaving your brand new car in the garage and won't drive it to the family reunion because you don't want people talking about you. Ain't that crazy?
Man, not me. No.
Ain't that crazy though?
Yeah.
That people would do that.
I didn't come to Atlanta to drive a RAV4.
I promise you one thing.
I didn't come here to drive a RAV4 Pinto.
Yo, when you get yourself in the right circle with bosses, you get yourself in the right circle with people that just celebrate your wins, you really do get delivered from people, what they think about you. And I promise you, Angelo, most of the world is stuck on people and what people think about them. And that is the hardest thing to break is that they'll stay in toxic marriages where their abuse is taking place. They'll stay at jobs they can't stand because people are telling them this is what they should do. Never consulted God, never allowed themselves to do what God's called them to do and living miserable lives and gonna die with their dreams.
Before before me and you even got together, we had a convenience store. We gave people credit.
You might want to move your hands.
Yeah, okay. Before, this is my background of doing for people.
Okay, go ahead.
Giving people credit. Couldn't afford till they had to wait till their check come.
Yeah.
I've been doing stuff like this for a very long time.
Yeah.
So before me and you met, but now we're in the Christian world that people want to attack you to say what you don't do or what you doing or what you shouldn't charge and stuff. I mean, even if you give it to them, they still gonna complain.
Yeah.
They'll be the one snap a picture with you.
What do you think about people that are in relationships right now where it's turned competitive? What about that person where they're growing and yet their spouse isn't, or their boyfriend or girlfriend isn't?
They should have came to the conference.
Do you know what I loved about the conference this year was there were so many husbands there.
Yeah, man.
There were so many men there.
Just seeing JJ in ministry there, Joe, they from Boston.
Darren was there with Baby Doll Martin.
Man, Pastor Ingram from New York.
Yes.
Man, tore it up.
Man, I loved their story because they were...
Bishop.
Man, he actually got healing other people that day.
Yeah.
That was powerful.
Yeah, man. And then, like I say, for people to treat themselves, that's what it's about. I mean, and it was about, for us, we needed to give them the experience.
Yeah.
They needed to come to Atlanta, have that experience, spend some time with their family, travel, and they got the Disney experience.
Yeah.
So that's what it was for all the volunteers. Just
even with the hotel being so hot, it was still so amazing.
Yeah, I think they turned the AC off in the room. I think they were trying to.
But we made it.
They were trying to get to me.
You think?
Yeah.
Baby, what happened? Tell us the story of behind the scenes.
I mean, at first,
because you like the smoke.
No, I mean it's. But I had the police officer with me.
Yeah.
And the thing is that first of all, when you book a conference, you pretty much have the whole hotel. Especially we had the hotels, rooms. We
sold out every room.
We sold out their rooms. We also did a lunch buffet. We did have a VIP dinner later on that evening outside of the hotel.
Maggiano's.
Yeah, so maybe they kind of got a little salt in. Some people think they can control you. That's the problem.
God, you hate to be controlled.
Some people, I'm not going to be controlled by your money or your power. That would never happen.
So what happened?
Well, first of all, I mean, you saw what happened when you walked in the building. Everybody, Real Talk Kim is here. And somebody else had a meeting, a little small room.
Yeah.
They had a meeting room and they was filming.
Oh.
The same day. So, and then they have these signs, we filming, please be quiet.
And nobody coming to a Real Talk Kim conference is quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're hijacked on excitement.
Yeah, and it was like, man, and then later down the hallway telling people, shh.
She was shutting our people down?
Oh, yeah. She was. She told you. She was like, shh.
She told me?
Yeah, can you be quiet?
I didn't even hear her.
Yeah, you didn't even hear it. Then,
my hater blockers were on.
And then we walked back, used the restroom, and then she was still saying, because people were still speaking to you. And she asked, can you guys lower it down for a minute? And you got an officer with you with a badge.
Yeah.
It's like, you really don't need to be talking to us at all. That's the reason why he's with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm thinking like, maybe tomorrow I need to bring about 4 or 5 more.
Baby, you are a mountain. You don't even need security.
I know, but I still don't want no legal things and stuff, because these hands go on you, they ain't gonna stop.
I don't believe you would have hands.
Yeah, I would put them hands on you if you had to, for real.
So what ended up happening?
Oh, well, I came up to the front desk and told them about the AC. And I wanted to tell them about the lady telling us to shh when we come through the hallway. That's not for her to tell anybody.
Yeah.
Whatever you need to take up, you take that up with the hotel.
Now, here's the back end story. The back end story was we had rented the whole hotel.
We did.
All the rooms were supposed to be ours. And at the last minute, they gave one of our rooms away. Which was near the big, loud conference room.
Yeah, the meeting space supposed to be ours.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that you can give a meeting space to someone and knowing that around 10 o'clock you about to hear some praise and worship.
That's loud.
You got a whole production going on. You got
DJs.
Over 300 people in the room.
Yeah.
Even without the music, you about to hear some noise anyway. So it is what it is. So, I mean, I don't know, about a certain time, the guy come up to me. He said, hey, Mr. Pastor, I don't know if he called me Pastor Angelo or whatever. I don't know, and I'm smiling, like shaking their hands and stuff and doing like you, mouth all over.
Thinking everybody loves you.
Like, oh, yeah.
I think everybody loves me.
They want to talk to you. I don't know what they want to talk to me.
And you were just laughing, thinking they love me.
Yeah, they gonna love me. And they brought me in the room with all the staff at.
From the hotel.
all our staff at. Want to come in this room, talk to me. With the police.
There was 5 of them.
Yeah, everybody heard. Hey, we got to talk to you about the noise. How we can have a solution for it. Yeah. You know, my body.
And you kept your cool.
No, I ain't keep my cool.
Oh, Jesus.
No. I say, well, we talking about the people next door, right? Because this is a conference that we paid thousands of dollars for. Thousands, hundreds of thousands.
Not hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, but a lot. It is a lot. But the thing is, are you talking about that little room right there with those people? Like that little $500 room? Yeah.
So what was the resolve?
That people have traveled here from planes and hotels expense, and you talking. But the problem was that you talking to me.
Yeah. You
a worker. I'm the boss here. I'm the client.
Yeah.
That's not how you talk to someone.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know whether you didn't know. Maybe you thought I was, I don't know, all church. I don't know. Maybe you thought I was a preacher, but you thought you can just talk to me any kind of way. So I just let him know. I'm like, no, what happened was the lady come through the hallway. She telling me, shh. I say, I'm not that approachable, but nobody talked to me or my wife.
Oh.
Now this is where we draw.
I am so glad
this is where we draw the line at.
Oh.
This is where we draw the line at.
Oh.
Yeah, we draw the line right there. Because if this conference wasn't, I would have shut.
But this was the only mishap.
Yeah, but that's the biggest one right there.
So y'all resolved it. Let's go to break and come back and finish in just a second. Yeah. We'll be right back.
We resolved it.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. So Angelo is in a story about how the conflict, because you're going to have conflicts. You're going to have things that are going to come. I think when we get excited about something that we planned for months and months and months and months, and some of y'all may be here right now, where you are literally launching that clothing line. You're so excited about it. You think you're going to sell 500 pieces and you sell 1. Maybe it's that book you thought was going to go bestseller and you sold 10 copies. Maybe it's a conference that you're putting on and nobody's buying the tickets until the last minute. Yeah. There's going to be conflicts. There's going to be people that the enemy sends to steal, kill, and destroy, but it's up to you to stay focused and know why you're supposed to be doing what you're doing. So how did you fix this situation, sir?
Well, you say didn't like my body language when that kind of hand came out like that.
Oh, you brought your hand out?
Yeah, because when I say nobody talked to me or my wife, like nobody come up to us anyway and tell us to be quiet. That I'm paying for your hotel. I'm the client too. And you're talking about the $500 room there. Well, I can pay them to leave. I would do it, you know. But the thing was, they try to provoke me.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
And you felt that.
Yeah, I felt it.
And so what'd you do?
Because they figure let's go. Because he's got this dreadlocks and stuff. He's probably a little hothead.
Yeah.
I say, well, let's talk about this. What's your? I didn't know, was it Bookman? I don't know what his name was. He was like the janitor on Good Time Bookman.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And I'm like, first of all, how can you come up and talk to me anyway? We shouldn't even have this conversation.
But how did y'all resolve it? Because you got people in situations like that.
I understand, but when I found out he was a contractor. He's a
Oh, so they brought him in because he was the only black man there.
They brought him in that figure he thought that they can deal with me.
Oh.
Yeah.
He did.
He thought.
But you handled it.
Yeah, but like I said.
So what would you tell that person watching today that there's a conflict they're trying to resolve and they're wanting to get in their flesh?
Wait till after the wait till the conference. See him after the conference. You talk about that body language, right?
Yeah.
Were you talking now?
Baby, no. I gotta tell you though.
They pushed him up to do that. That's what that was.
Yeah.
So don't let what I need to tell you people on the other side of this desk. Don't let somebody push you up.
Yeah.
To write that check that your butt can't cash. Do not do that. You will probably be in ICU.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could have went real bad.
I'm so
It could
thankful.
have been real bad because if we would have had to shut that conference down, he was going to be at Grady in a body cast. I question he was going to be.
Yo, we're still trying to get him.
No.
He's still a little hood and holy.
No, because I had a lot of people with me too, and they probably like. See, the thing is,
Lincoln, my son, he said, Mama, I had to walk out because I was hot. He said, but Angelo handled that thing. So you know what, baby? Let me just tell you something.
They never addressed the AC though.
No, they did
not.
They
never addressed the AC.
They didn't.
I'm like,
and you know what, Angelo, we could have really allowed that to steal our excitement and our peace and what the Lord wanted to do that weekend. And that's how the enemy works. The enemy is going to come in. I always say it's the little foxes that spoil the vine. And so he could have, and he tried, because the enemy can't take you out. So he's wearing you out. And it could be in that relationship. It could be at that job you can't stand. It could be with your mama, your dad, your sisters, whoever it is that the enemy is using right now to push your buttons, your grown kids.
Yeah.
You have to take some steps back and just realize, nope, I'm not going to let you steal my peace. And that's what you did.
Oh yeah, it's no
because
reason.
You're going to, y'all, new levels, new devils.
Yeah.
And so when you pass test, God begins to do an overflow. And that's exactly, that happened on the first day. And y'all, when I tell you what God did in that room this weekend, I'm talking, we couldn't have planned it. We couldn't have put it into place. It was exceedingly abundantly more than we could ask or think.
It was stuff that was behind the stuff that I didn't ever tell you. Yeah, and they throwed it all at us at the last minute.
But baby, that's what this is, y'all. You gotta get somebody in your life, man, that protects you, that don't tell you everything, that just takes care of things. That's what my daddy did. Yeah. And you are just like him.
Sometimes you just got to do it with a little bit force, and you have to do it, and you have to speak to people and be respectful. Yeah.
I think that's what you've really taught me in this relationship. I used to think I would just let it'll just go away if I don't address it, because I just didn't want to hurt people's feelings. And man, you have taught me, you say what you need to say in love, but stern. And you stand on business. And so when you get the right people in your life, they will push you to breakthroughs and not breakdowns.
Yeah. It's just, not everybody going to be happy because you're doing something.
Yeah.
No matter.
Even your sister came.
Yeah. I call her because she's an attorney, so I just want to let them see what I got. Some.
We did have some pretty powerful people. Y'all listen to me. We got another conference coming up January 16th and 17th. And it's going to be in Atlanta. It's going to be at our church, Limitless Church. And it is going to be unbelievable. Everybody's like, we don't know how you're going to top this one. Neither do I. But we do it every time.
We encourage a lot of people. And when you talk about some of the vendors, or you talk about some of their conference that they got coming up, I think we got Tom. He's got his conference coming up.
Tom's got a conference coming up in Oklahoma.
Angel Brown got her conference.
In Alabama. I think it's September or August.
Yeah. So we when you're doing something good, you're gonna get some people coming at you sideways.
But you can't care.
When I was,
Don't focus on them. Focus on the victory.
Yeah.
Because there's always victory. So y'all listen, go to realtalkkim.com. That is our website, realtalkkim.com. Get your tickets. Get in the RTK Inner Circle. All of that's on my website. You can also download my free app. Go to wherever you're watching this from, that same place you got this app that you're watching us or listening to us on, go back to that store and download the Real Talk Kim Go app, and you can get to everything on that app. My store, you can get to find details about our church.
Some of those jumpers and shirts.
Yes, we got some great merch.
People was representing some of the tank tops, the Betty Bibles.
And I have to say, this was the best conference fashion forward that we've had. People, y'all showed out with your fashion this conference.
I thought I was gonna have to get that guy some extra clothes and stuff too, some extra underwears, because he was booing after he left when he got top. I saw the brown stuff after he was leaving out the door.
You're so stupid. So Duval. Y'all, we love y'all so much. Thank y'all for joining us. Make sure you're getting your tickets. We just wanted to fill you in on what was going on at the conference. Thank you all that came and spent the weekend with us. We love you. And if nobody told you today, day. You matter. You're valuable, and we see you. Thank you for sharing this. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for going to realtalkkim.com, getting your tickets for January 16th and 17th. They will be sold out ASAP. So make sure you're getting your tickets. And if you're in Atlanta, we will see you on Sunday at Limitless Church, 10 and 11:30, right here in Fayetteville, Georgia. We love you guys. Go do it big. Big or go home. Love you, baby.
Love you too. See Mr. Bookman some other way.
Yay Media Group.